When it comes to the Google Pixel phones, there's always so much stuff that's done really, really well. So much stuff that's done right. So much stuff that makes people happy. And then it's like the little things that creep in and start causing little seeds of doubt and issues. Like, well, we had first the issue with the camera glass spontaneously breaking on the back of some people's phones. And now it's the buttons. Apparently people are having problems with the buttons. And I'd seen something about this while I was out of town last week, and I'm like, that's really odd for people's like power button volume rocker to be popping out of their Pixel 7 phone. The phone's not that old. I mean, unless you're just sitting there at home like this and have like a contest to see how many times you can press it before you blow the button out. Maybe somebody did that. I don't know. And also, I don't know how widespread this is. See, what happens is somebody will report something, you get 2 or 3 people that post something on Reddit, and then you've got people that data mine the information, and then they make a video, or they make an article. And sometimes, yes, I fall in that category. If I see something that I think is problematic, then I will address it and talk about it for the whole of the greater Pixel community. Now, I haven't seen a whole lot about this, and I haven't checked the Reddit threads, but I have seen quite a few articles, and some people have brought it to my attention talking about, for lack of better terminology, button gate, whenever it comes to the Pixel 7 phones, where some people's buttons are coming loose, or they're dislodging, or they're coming out of the phone, they're breaking, whatever. I don't know how widespread of an issue this is, but this, I think, is a pretty clear indicator that it's probably a quality assurance issue, and I don't think it's impacting everybody. I mean, the buttons on mine are nice and tight and firm, responsive, tactile. They work great. Now, this isn't one of those things where I want you to run back and go, get mad because I'm saying there's no problem with mine, ergo you shouldn't have a problem. Not the case at all. I'm sure that there are people that are having problems, and it's very, very frustrating. So, my thought on it is, if you're having this issue, contact Google and go through the support process so you can get a warranty repair. You can pretty well tell if there's any damage when it comes to your overall phone. I mean, it's really hard to damage these buttons. One, they're very shallow, and there's not a whole lot there. So in the event that you have buttons popping out of your phone, it's probably pretty clear whether it's actually damaged or not. I mean, you can look at the chassis, you can look at the phone. I mean, it's a metal unibody. I mean, there's not a whole lot there. So if your button pops out and it looks like you ran over the thing with a skateboard going 40 miles an hour, or you backed over it with your car, yeah, they're probably not going to fix that for you. You might find yourself an issue where they say, that's not a warranty repair issue. We don't fix physical damage. Well, there's a difference between physical damage and a defect, like a defect. So we're talking about quality assurance. We're talking about workmanship-like product. And if you've been using the thing for 3 or 4 weeks and you just got it and you're like, oh, here, let me hit the volume rocker so I can turn the music up on this Linkin Park song that just got released because it's the 20th anniversary of the Meteor album, yeah, you might have a problem there. And I would take that straight to Google and say, you need to fix my phone. And here's the thing. I don't think that's necessarily a negative ding on Google. Look, when we make millions of different products, I guarantee that there are certain phones out there who have issues with their buttons or with the speaker. Sometimes this has been an issue before where maybe you might get a speaker that has a little bit of crackle in it because it's not the greatest quality speaker. Or maybe there might be an issue with the brightness on the screen because it's got a poor quality display. Whenever it comes to phones, when it comes to electronics, I mean, there's a certain amount of dead pixels you can have inside of a monitor and still sell it as being okay, or a TV. So technology is very, very sensitive. Sometimes you might have an issue like this. So I think the best thing to do, contact Google, go through the warranty repair process, and I think that's a fair thing to do. Now, if they have an issue with it and they want to make a deal, I would push that. I would say, no, very clearly this is not physical damage. You can see it's not physical damage. I mean, if you're sitting there and you're carrying around in a case and there's not a scratch on your phone and you've got a button in your hand because it popped off of your phone or it's coming out of your phone, that I think is a pretty very clear indicator that it's not damage, it's not physical damage, it's a physical defect. And it needs to be warranted. That's what the warranty is for. Now, if you break glass, then yes, it might be a little bit harder to say, okay, glass typically is a result of physical damage, except for, I would say, in the case of people who's just spontaneously just breaking, which I still am not sure on the numbers of that, and not trying to discredit anybody in that group, but clearly there's an issue there. And sometimes whenever glass breaks, you never know. Don't know what the cause is. But I think it's easier to say that a button falling out is a much better argument for a quality assurance issue than glass. But then again, hopefully we come to some sort of resolution. I'd like to see Google come up front and be like, hey, address something when it comes to the lenses. Not only, like before, I said that it should be remedied for people who have the broken glass, but also it hurts their reputation. It's something that I think that they should just fix. I think it's very evident. You can tell somebody's glass is broken. Like if you drop your phone and it breaks the glass, usually you're going to have some scratches on the metal too. If it's in pristine condition and you've got a circle right over the camera lenses, it's very hard to do that, right? That's something very difficult that all of a sudden it's just going to break, but there's no other damage to the phone, no other signs of wear, tear, damage, nothing like that. So I think there's a very clear case, at least in my perspective, and that's the argument I would make. I would say, look, I didn't do this. Your product is faulty. Honor the warranty, fix the button issue, send it back to me, and I can go on about my happy way. And then you can take care of it. So that's my thoughts on the matter. Hopefully this is something that can get resolved quickly. People can get their phones repaired, back into their hands, their pockets, and be happy. Because I think overall the Pixel 7 experience is good. I think it's a great phone. I think it has a lot to offer. I think for the pricing it's great. I mean, shoot, here over the last week since OnePlus decided to go ahead and launch their phone and Samsung decided to launch their phone, at Best Buy, you can get the Pixel 7 for $499 unlocked. $399 with activation. That's crazy. Carrier activated, $399. Insane deal. And then you talk about the Pixel 7 Pro. Normally $899. You can get it, of course. You can get it for the $749. But if you want to get it with activation, you can get it as cheap as $599. And that's just insane. Like, that's a really good deal. And you can still trade stuff in, too, to lower that price or get it for as close to free as possible. So, lots of great things going on in the Pixel world right now. If your button didn't fall out and if your glass didn't break. But for everybody else, it's mostly a good time. So that's all I got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, then please go down in the comments section. I will get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, if you found this helpful, if you like the Pixel videos, come to the right place. I make tons of Pixel videos because I love the platform. I think it's a great value and it's a good product that I have no problem supporting, because in a world of $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 phones, we need something that makes sense. And that's the Pixel 7 and the 7 Pro. And other phones too, like the OnePlus 11 that I like a lot. But I make and cover a lot of videos for different phones on this channel. So if you like that stuff, hang out. Like I said, hit the like and the subscribe button. If you don't like that stuff, click the button off. Say the angry man with the beard offended you. Never come back. Unless you want to. So that's all I've got. As always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. And I'll see you guys next time.